Puta que está fuerte.
No corre, no corre, no corre. No corre, acá nomás. Acá. Vamos.
Sí, yo dije ganar, tipo como que se movía el disco. Yo no lo sentí. ¿No lo sientes? Se movió canasta.
This is how the powerful 6.1 magnitude earthquake felt in several areas of the capital. Moments of suffering and worry were experienced in Lima and Callao after the earthquake, whose epicenter was recorded 30 kilometers southwest of the Constitutional Province of Callao. The 6.1 magnitude earthquake was felt on Sunday morning, June 15th, in Lima and Callao. The Peruvian Geophysical Institute, IGP, reported that the earthquake occurred 30 kilometers southwest of the province of Constitución. Images collected by the RPP show the magnitude of the earthquake in various parts of the capital. In Cercado de Lima, residents of neighborhood unit number 3 fled their homes, fearing strong tremors. Similar scenes were recorded in Villa El Salvador, Independencia, and other districts. Likewise, in shopping centers in the capital such as Mega Plaza and Plaza Norte, users immortalized moments of suffering after the earthquake. Likewise, landslides were reported in Costa Verde, which temporarily restricted traffic on this street. A similar scenario occurred in the coastal area in Chorrillos. At the Balta D Metropolitano station, in the Barranco district, users noted the partial collapse of the building's false ceiling. On Gerardo Unger Street, in the San Martin de Porres district, a car was destroyed after brick blocks fell from a building under construction due to the strong earthquake. In the same district, a resident sent RPP a video showing cracks in one of the walls of his house due to the earthquake. Meanwhile, several public facilities were reported to have suffered minor damage. At a public school in the 8th district, the ceiling of one of the classrooms collapsed, forcing local education authorities to immediately evacuate and suspend face-to-face learning activities. There were no fatalities in this incident, but the public was asked to remain vigilant for aftershocks. The Civil Defense Authority and the National Disaster Management Agency, Independencia, immediately activated the emergency response protocol. Rescue teams and firefighters were deployed to the worst-hit areas, including densely populated areas and areas prone to landslides. Initial reports indicate that several residents suffered minor injuries from being hit by debris or slipping while trying to escape. The Earthquake Coordination Center reminded the public not to use elevators, to stay away from glass windows, and to ensure that evacuation routes remain open and clear of obstacles. They also emphasized the importance of having an emergency bag containing drinking water, snacks, a flashlight, and important documents. On social media, the hashtags #SismoLima and #TerremotoPeru became trending. Residents shared information, video recordings of the earthquake, and post-earthquake conditions in their neighborhoods. Many of them expressed their gratitude for escaping danger, but also asked for the government's attention to strengthen infrastructure to make it more resilient to similar disasters in the future. So far, there have been no official reports of casualties, but damage assessments are still ongoing. The Lima regional government appealed to the public to remain calm, follow official information, and avoid spreading fake news that could cause panic. Amid the chaos, many residents chose to spend the night outside their homes for fear of aftershocks. Open fields, city parks, and parking areas were crowded with families carrying mats, blankets, and whatever supplies they had. The atmosphere that night felt tense, shrouded in uncertainty and trauma, especially for children and the elderly who looked scared. The police and military were also deployed to maintain order at temporary evacuation points and to ensure that there was no looting in the abandoned residential areas. Several shops and pharmacies reported a spike in purchases of emergency goods, such as drinking water, medicines, and batteries. The government ensured that the supply of basic necessities remained safe and that their distribution would be prioritized to the affected areas. Meanwhile, several hospitals received patients with minor to moderate injuries. Injuries were generally caused by falling objects, broken glass, or incidents during evacuations. Guillermo Almenara Hospital and Dos de Mayo Hospital recorded an increase in patient visits after the earthquake and have activated an emergency medical response system to anticipate another surge in patients.